January 30th. By the good grace of the beloved philanthropist, Elizabeth Austin, a new wing has been added to the Austin Hospital for Incurables in Melbourne. Weather is fine, though hot. I have accompanied my father from Geelong to the opening, for he is hopeful for the chance to speak at the ceremony. His attention is on the mayorship, and his opponent, Mr. Hopkins, will not be in attendance.
Ah, Mary, there you are. Have you seen the doctor?
Not yet, Father.
Right. Well, no doubt he'll be around here somewhere, you know.
I know.
And are you going to give him your answer?
I wouldn't want to take the spotlight from you, Father.
Oh, of course. I hadn't even considered that. Well, perhaps you could announce it at another occasion and keep it quiet for now?
I couldn't possibly have that on my conscience. Right. How was your speech, Father?
Fine.
Would you like to practice on me before you go up?
That would be wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity of speaking at this illustrious event. As many of you know, this home for this home for incurables is incurables, Father.
Thank you.
This home for incurables is the shining jewel in our illustrious state, a new wave of medical marvel and compassion a new wave of medical marvel and compassion to... Oh, blast! Bloody speeches, I was never any good at them.
A new wave of medical marvel and compassion to light the way to a new century.
Yes, that is it, yes.
Why don't you keep your notes on you? There's nothing wrong with reading from them.
My dear child, it's all about the appearance of capability. If I can't be trusted to give a simple speech... But
surely it's better to be seen to take action against an issue with a practical solution than to make your task more difficult for no reason. You need only go out to make a good impression, not present the perfect image of a general at war.
You have a good and gentle heart, my dear girl, but this is not such a practical issue. There are more complex matters at work here. This is the cutthroat role of politics, not a simple dinner party.
Yes, Father.
Now, perhaps you could fetch me a glass of wine and then find the doctor? I need to spend some time alone and clear my thoughts in private.
Of course, Father.
Ah, my dear girl, you remind me so much of your mother.
Thank you, Father.
I'll be sure to thank you both in my speech.
I'll go and get you a glass of wine, Father.
That's
Excuse
a good
me.
girl. A good girl.
Thank you, my dear. Father is nervous for his speech, and I am nervous for the occasion. I have picked out one of my best dresses for this soiree, for I believe that soon I will give Dr. Angel, good, sweet, kind Dr. Angel, my answer. It is a wonderful...
You haven't even finished your first yet. You naughty girl. Whatever would the good doctor think?
Good evening, Elizabeth.
Good evening, Mistress Harvey, and how are you on this stupendous evening, such a momentous occasion?
You are embarrassing yourself, Miss
really?
Blaine.
Drat, I'd much rather embarrass you.
Could I help you with something?
Yes, actually, but I'd much rather Mary's help than Mistress Harvey's.
We're on show, Miss Blaine. You more than I.
Oh, come on, Mary. There's no one watching us. The menfolk are watching the waitresses. And the women are watching the menfolk. And Madame Austin is watching the women. Or the flower arrangement.
She is your new employer, and I, for one, do not want you to lose your new job. You're not likely to be able to find another very quickly.
Don't see any bedpans around here that need emptying. Unless we're talking about the one you've got pushed up your petty. Don't say that!
Ah, Miss Harvey. I was wondering whether you had been here tonight.
Doctor, I had hoped I would see you.
And who is your friend here? I don't believe we've met.
Ah, good evening, Dr. Aidt.
This is an old acquaintance of mine, Doctor, Miss Blaine.
Nurse Blaine.
Nurse Blaine, are you associated with the home?
Yes! I'm one of the new hires. Just recently transferred here. Madam Austen was emphatic in her need for young ladies to assist in the home.
Oh, I'm sure she was, my dear. Nurse Blaine, may I speak with Miss Harvey?
No, of course. Forgive me for monopolizing your time, sir.
Not to worry, not to worry. Please enjoy the party. Your friend is quite headstrong, my dear.
Acquaintance. She is my acquaintance, sir.
I brought you a glass of wine, but I see that you have two.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I was just bringing one to my father.
Oh, you're a beautiful daughter. I've yet to see your father myself.
He is practicing his speech.
Ah, poor man. All that politics never was my arena, you know.
But you would make an excellent politician yourself, Doctor, so well-mannered and eloquently spoken.
Oh, you make me blush, my dear. And by all accounts, I should be the one flattering you. You are the very image of a Venus, a soft, delicate beauty. Miss Harvey, I was wondering perhaps, may I ask something that's close to my,
I am terribly sorry to interrupt, Doctor, but the good Mr. Harvey was asking after his daughter.
Oh, yes, of course.
Or rather, his glass of wine.
Oh, of course.
I am sorry for the interruption, Doctor. I shall take it to him now.
Allow me. I may as well make myself useful, my dear. I shall be back momentarily.
No, he won't. He'll start talking to your father and will be another hour before he remembers you exist. What? I thought honesty was a beautiful trait in a young lady. Isn't that what Mother used to say?
What do you want, Miss Blaine?
Oh, what do you want? I want to talk to Mary. Not this china doll in a stupid dress.
This dress was very expensive.
That was a waste of money. You look like posh cake.
You are horrible. Go away.
Shan't. I want to talk to Mary.
I do not want to talk to you.
Betty, what are you doing? We're supposed to be mingling.
I am mingling. Look what I found.
Hi, Mary. Miss Harvey. I'm really sorry about her. I'll handle her. I'm sorry.
No, you can mingle. I wish somebody would.
Why are you being so horrible, Betty?
Please don't mind her. I'm really sorry for the trouble.
Yeah, such a terrible shame to have to listen to me. Simply appalling.
I hear you and Dr. Angel are... Oh, I'm so pleased for you, Mary. He's such a catch.
Oh, he's 3,000 years old. A modern day Methuselah.
He is not.
I'm so happy for you, Mary. Do not listen to Betty. She's been bubbling around against everyone all night. You'll lose your position if you keep it up, you know.
Oh, isn't that such a terrible thing, Minnie? It's only employment, not the end of the world.
Go away, Betty. We don't want to talk to you.
But
We'll talk later, if you behave.
Fine. But I'll hold you to that.
I really am very sorry about her.
She's not your responsibility, Minnie. She's her own woman now.
Her own girl, Minnie. I don't think she's grown up at all.
And she won't as long as you keep doing everything for her.
Well, someone has to look out for her, Mary. She needs someone to care for her. We all do.
We're not children anymore, Minnie. We can care for ourselves.
I don't think she can. She never learned it. Mother...
Matron always spoiled her. She was the baby. She did whatever she wanted just because she was the littlest. And now she walks all over everybody. She refuses to act like a lady. She's still a little girl who had to run off to school. She's spoiled. She always got whatever she asked for. We're not at school anymore, Minnie. That's all I mean. We got out.
You got out? Excuse me.
It is a wonderful opportunity, and my father has been hoping for this for quite some time. I have been less than enthusiastic in the past, but I know that the good doctor is as kind and capable a husband as one could hope for. I'm not the girl I once was, hoping for the dashing young prince of my dreams. And while the doctor is not what I once had imagined my husband to be, he is nonetheless my best.
Oh, my dear. Sorry, Mother, but your father and I got to speaking about his speech. He is rather nervous about it, poor man.
Yes.
But I think I've managed to convince him to keep his notes on him in case he loses his place. Stage fright is a common occurrence, especially among those of us with personal confidence. I went to a lecture recently on behavioral psychology. There is a primitive action based upon personal emotion. Arousal facilitates the function of the dominant response. Arousal, in this case, being a heightened sense of stress. The so-called fight or flight response, meaning a person, if under stress, will revert to whatever action comes most easily to him.
That is fascinating, Doctor.
I see that I am boring you. Medical facts do not make for scintillating conversation.
Quite the opposite, good Doctor. Please forgive me, I'm a little distracted tonight.
Are you feeling faint? Would you like to sit down? Have you eaten today?
I'm quite all right, but I'm very touched by your concern. Just a little too much wine, perhaps. What was it you wanted to talk to me about?
Well, that can wait for another evening. I do not want to detract from tonight's entertainment. Perhaps I could impose upon you for dinner one night this week? You could show me that pressed flower collection your father's been telling me about.
I would be very excited for that.
Doctor! I was just looking for you.
Madam Austin, congratulations on a successful evening.
Oh yes, well it hasn't finished yet, so let's not jump to conclusions. Now who's your lovely companion?
This is Miss Harvey, Mr. Harvey's daughter.
Oh yes, the way from the Myers Street School. Yes, your father's mentioned it at several points.
He's quite proud of her.
He's proud of himself. Fathers always seem to think that the achievements of their daughters are reflective of their influence. Don't tell me, Miss Harvey. Are your achievements yours or his?
I think that my father's influence is a guiding principle in the decisions that I make.
Oh, diplomatic answer. A woman's answer, don't you think, Doctor?
Oh, I think it was charmingly honest.
I suppose you would. Miss Harvey, did you know that Dr. Angel is my main candidate to oversee the new wing of the home?
I did not. I'm sure that you must be as grateful for his candidacy as he is for the opportunity, madam.
Oh, sharp as a tack. Perhaps you should be the one giving the speech tonight. I've been hearing your father mumbling all evening.
I would not be so presumptuous in front of my betters, madam.
Did you know the doctor when he worked at the school?
We met on a handful of occasions.
Happily, Miss Harvey's health precluded my influence in her enrollment. I would not be quite so confident had she known me as a younger man. May I offer you a drink, Madam Austin?
No, thank you. I cannot stand drinking wine in company. Green tea keeps the mind sharp, and the wit sharper.
Quite.
Well, my dear, I'm going to relieve you of the doctor's company now.
Oh, of course.
Yes. Find some young people to mingle with until I return him. Come along, Doctor.
Yes, Madam Austin. I shall be back momentarily, my dear.
I hope you will not be gone too long, Doctor. He is, nonetheless, my best chance at a happy and comfortable life. I have been blessed indeed to have come from my humble beginnings to this. And while I may have dreamed of a handsome prince as a girl, what prince would look to find a princess in the gutters? We can only thank our lucky stars that he
Dear diary, today I shall be betrothed to Dr. Ancient, who for some reason seems to be attracted to little girls
I don't want to talk to you. Stop bothering me.
When is he going to pop the question, do you think? Before or after his 100th birthday?
Go away.
Unless he already has, my goodness. He moves quickly for a nonagenarian.
If you stop talking to me for the rest of the evening, I will listen to you for 1 minute.
2 minutes.
1 minute at the end of the evening. Thank you. Catherine? I didn't see you here! How are you? Oh, look at you in your waitressing uniform. Oh, good on you for getting a position, being self-sufficient. I'm sorry that I haven't written in a while, but it is wonderful to see you here. Are you keeping well? Do you need anything? Do you have everything that you need? I can speak to my father if... Oh, Catherine, I'm so proud of you. But really, dear, if you need anything at all, you need only ask. We're all in this together, you know.
Oh, we are we?
Betty, did you know that Catherine got a position? She's gainfully employed.
Yes, I know. I got her the job.
It was kind of you to help her, but I'm sure that she got the role based on her own merits.
Mary, I need your help.
I don't want to hear it. Nurse Lane, you have been nothing but horrible all evening.
Surely charity to your lessons is a virtue, Miss Harvey. Isn't that what they teach? Well brought up, lovely little lady.
To those that need it and deserve it. And you don't qualify for either.
Look, I know you'd much rather be off doing the bear with the doctor, but we need to stick together. All us girls.
That was a long time ago. We got out.
You got out, Mary, not us. The rest of us, we're still there.
You should take to the stage. You have a flair for the dramatic.
Oh, Mary, really?
It's Miss Harvey! To you, Nurse Blaine. If you want my help, you'll have to act like you deserve it. Stop trying to sabotage me. Stop being rude. Stop being so horrible about everything.
Mary, I think something's happened to Mother.
Matron, you mean, not mother, matron. She wasn't our mother.
She was my mother.
It is sad, Betty, but she wasn't. Not really.
She is! She is my mother, and she was your mother too! Oh, I know what you're going to say. What you always said when you thought that I wasn't listening, that I was a stupid little street urchin. Oh, a little Betty Bang, mother by the drain. She was my mother. She took care of me. She took care of all of us when we were small and weak and lonely. It was only because of her that we had a home. Oh, I know you, Mary. You couldn't wait to get out of there and never speak to Mother again. But you're all pretending like what we had was the worst thing in the world. At least we had something. It was better than nothing. I was on the streets for a year before that, running away from boys and dogs and coppers. I know it wasn't comfy in the school. The bars and windows and the cold stone floors. But I had a home there. I had sisters. I had a
on to. She was matron to hundreds of girls, and it was bad enough for us. Maybe she just wants to forget. Is that so bad?
Mother doesn't want to forget. She wouldn't. What has happened? Please, someone explain this to me. All of Betty's letters came back. Unopened.
Oh, that doesn't make it!
Are we having a tea party? Entertaining as it is to listen to you from across the room, I should remind you all that this is not your party. Miss Harvey, you are embarrassing your father.
I am sorry, madam.
That does not make a single lick of difference, my dear. No one ever achieved anything by being sorry. Yeah. Nonsense! Straighten up. You're creasing your dress. Oh my goodness! At your age, if you're going to gossip in a huddle, then do so with grace and tact. Keep your voices low and your gestures controlled. We do not let the menfolk see our arguments. It confuses and upsets them.
I am sorry, madam.
Do not make me speak to her again.
No, madam.
Now, fetch me a cup of tea.
She returned your letters. That is what all this fuss is about.
It's stupid. We should go back to the party.
She didn't return them. They were returned to me, unopened.
It's not important, Mary.
It is so!
It is so.
What makes you think that it is important, Betty? What if Minnie's right?
Mother always replied to my letters. Always.
Maybe it has become too much for her. She must get dozens of letters a month from the girls. Hundreds.
Oh, you think so, do you? How many times have you written to her, Mary? Minnie?
I am very busy.
Yes, everyone's too busy. Everyone wants to forget. No one wants to talk to Mother.
You cannot be the only one who writes to her.
I also visited her a few times.
I think that Minnie's right. I think she must want her space from the jail. The school? It's not a school, it's a jail!
Maybe to you.
Oh!
Mary! Mary, what is going on in here? I have had 3 men speak to me about raised voices.
I'm sorry, Father.
Right. Well, I know that you girls get excitable when you all get together, but you must remember that this event is not about you. You must present a respectable front.
Yes, Father.
Right. Now, are you going to introduce me to your friends?
This is Nurse Blaine and Nurse Morgan.
We were just leaving. Please excuse us, Mr. Harvey.
Yes. Yes. Good evening, girls. Now, Mary, come and help me with my speech.
We can only thank our lucky stars that he would even look at a girl like me. After all, he knows my history. February 2nd. Weather continues fine, unfortunately. The days grow hotter as summer continues. My favourite hat, the large straw one with the flowers on the brim, blew away from me yesterday into the river, and I couldn't try.
You lost your favourite hat. Ooh, you draw little flowers in mine. Have you given him your answer yet?
Nurse Blaine.
Miss Harvey. Well, have you?
It is none of your business.
I'll take that as a resounding no.
You take it as a none of your business.
If you said yes, you'd be all high and mighty about it. Perfectly pleasing, a pretty little picture. As it is, I think you shouldn't doubt again.
How did you get in here?
Servants' entrance.
We do not have a servant's entrance, as you well know. Back door. You cannot just go around breaking into people's houses. It's not very polite.
I didn't break anything. I was invited. Besides, Your father let me in.
Be that as it may, you will soon find that you lose standing in the eyes of those around you if you continue to act in this way.
No. Very well, Mother. I shall act the lady.
I would not have to talk to you like this if you would just act your age. You're a grown woman. You have to be reliant on yourself. You have a position, a livelihood, and you cannot just endanger it because you indulge your impulses.
Oh, get off your high horse now. I shall do as I please, and you shall do as you please, and we shall continue at the end.
You're assuming you will still be around at the end.
What did you want me for anyway? Just want to scold me. Need to make your scolding practice. No need to worry about that. You'll soon have a feeble old husband of your own. Scold him to your heart's content.
If you say another bad word about the old stuff, the good doctor, I will be forced to prematurely eject you from the premises. Not a word.
You're the one that said it.
Oh, be quiet.
Do you know you didn't leave anything in here?
No, thank you, Father. I shall fetch myself a cup of tea.
Now, Mary, the doctor will be arriving very soon, and he and I will be having a conversation in the other room. It's a very important conversation, and I do not want you to disturb us under any circumstances.
Of course, Father.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Now, what time are you finished?
Any moment, Father.
I shall set them straight in here. Now, do help yourself to some cake on the counter, Miss Blaine. However, make sure my daughter doesn't eat too much of it. Well, we'll be having it for dessert tonight, and slices of cake seem to go missing in this house.
Please, sir, call me Beck.
Enjoy it.
Were you trying to flirt with my father?
Never, dear. Although perhaps you should practice calling me.
Oh, do not do that again!
Oh, listen, of course, Marian. Just pulling your leg. Besides, it's not as strange as you and the old doctor.
Be quiet.
Or as strange as all that cake going missing in the night. Do you mention that in your diary? All those slices, whisked away by an unknown thief. Oh, there's no need to be embarrassed, Mary.
I do not steal cake.
You always did have a suit.
No, I do not.
Yes, you did. I remember they were all those sweets in school, and you... Oh, when was that? 72. And you stole Eliza's bag and hid it under your pillow.
Mother was so cross with me. 71.
Yes.
That was a long time ago. You were little girls.
Well, I was a little bit more little than you were, but you've certainly grown up. I blame the sweets. And the parents. I've forgotten my cup of tea. How terribly ahead of me. Excuse me, lady. I need to go and lay some groundwork with your father.
I know that you resent me, Dr.
Catherine. Are you being a nuisance again? Always. Sweet. Would you like a cup of tea? There's a pot brewing. Yes, please.
Has she been winding you up again?
Without remorse.
Oh, she's quite anxious. She gets like that when she worries.
I know.
You know. You haven't known her outside of all this. She's not the same little girl she was when you left.
I don't see any difference in her, Catherine.
She doesn't see any difference in you.
Tea's up. Get it while it's hot.
Thank you.
How are you, Catherine?
The same. How is probation?
Boring. What? Betty, are you on probation?
Only temporarily.
That's what worries me. Why are you on probation?
Some of the bigwigs got their knickers in a twist. Over nothing.
She was caught sneaking out of the hospital records.
I was lost.
With an armful of documents.
And in need of some reading material.
Betty, what are you doing? You have a good position. Why are you endangering it with being you?
We are what we are, Sister Mary. Can't change that.
Oh, tell her the truth, Betty. There's no reason to play games here.
Oh, but games are so much fun.
What are you talking about?
Betty found a record that Mother had been admitted to hospital several times over the last few months. Her last admittance was roughly around the same time she stopped reading Betty's letters. Spoil sport. Oh, no one wants to help a nuisance, Betty.
You do.
I am also a nuisance. We have to stick together.
At least you're quieter than she is. So, you're searching for matron.
What's it to you, Betty? Prissy, Madam Harvey here, the golden girl of Ryrie Street, looking to fuel her gossip fires, aren't you?
No. Why do you think I invited you here? Sit down.
Ooh, bossy. Would you like me to bring you a slice of cake with that?
Sit down, Betty.
You're not making any friends doing this, you know.
Oh, we don't need her, Catherine. We can figure this out on our own. Besides, Mary doesn't care about Mother. Why would she help us?
As a matter of fact, I have invited you here because I have gathered some information of my own. But if you are going to act like a child, then I will treat you like a child.
As if you ever did anything otherwise.
Oh, Betty, shut up. Mary cares about Mother too.
Well, what did you find in the records, Betty?
Just that Mother was first admitted to hospital 6 months ago. And then again 2 months after that. And then a month after that. And then twice in a week. The papers didn't say why.
Is that unusual?
They just said, female complaint with complication.
Well, the men won't be of any help then. Is there a nurse we can speak to?
I don't think so. It's usually the nurses who fill out the records for female complaints. But if there was no record, then there's likely no nurses available at the time. They'll just put down female complaint and any treatment prescribed. I only got to look at the paper records. I meant to start asking around next.
And now you can't because you're on probation.
Yes.
Luckily, I have already asked around.
Bollocks!
Betty, rude!
I'm surprised is all. You're not supposed to be like us. You're supposed to be a well-brought-up lady, eager to get away from us.
You're incorrect, and not for the first time. I am a well-brought-up young lady, which is why I don't go sneaking around the records department of the hospital with an armful of apparently incriminating documents. I just asked.
No. You could just.
Well, what did you find out?
About the same as Betty. She came in several times over 3 months and then left again. She was sent home to rest.
She's not at home.
She could be at a relative's house.
That is all they would tell me. I spoke to Agatha, one of the nurses, and she was telling me the rumour is that matron was hysterical.
Mama, hysterical!
Rubbish!
It could be hysteria, Betty. She's not as young as she was, and she had a very stressful position for years at the school.
Mother wouldn't just lose her mind. And where is she? What did the doctors say?
The doctors I spoke to said they see women like matron all the time. Lonely old women who start to slip in their waning years.
Mama is not like that. She's not slipping away. She's not lonely. She has me.
She's an old woman, Betty.
We aren't giving up on Mother, Betty. But the menfolk aren't going to help us. They have their business, and I'm sure they think that it's terribly important. But the truth of it is that they don't look too deeply into women's business because they don't understand it and they don't care to. The doctors could barely remember her. They said Mother would turn up, eventually. That's all they're going to do. Wait and see. That's what they told me to do as well. Wait and see. Hoping that an old woman, hysterical and lonely, will turn up somewhere. But we aren't men. And they are right about one thing. This is women's business. So fine, you will get your way. You will help us find Mother and make sure that she is safe. The men won't, and they'll own themselves down. So you, Betty, will stop making such a fuss. You will stop sneaking around, making a nuisance of yourself. You will help us find Mother, and then look after her. She looked after us, and we will look after her, but we cannot do that with the menfolk looking over our shoulders all the time. So, what do you say?
Well said.
What if they're right, Mary? What if we can't find Mother?
It is better to do something small than do nothing at all. Isn't that what Mother taught us?
I thought she wasn't your mother.
Well, I've been thinking.
Good afternoon, ladies.
Hello, everyone. He's all right, my boy. Peter, isn't it?
Hello, Minnie. Peter?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
He's a jam,
Thank you. I do hope I'm not disturbing.
Not at all, sir. Not at all. I'm rather glad you're here, actually.
You are?
Yes. Could you help Catherine to bring in a tray of cakes and some more tea, please?
Of course, happy to be of service.
You brought a man?
He asked to accompany me on a walk, and I rather enjoyed somebody. Besides, no one said I couldn't bring a friend.
Good on you for getting a guide, Minnie.
He is rather afternoonified.
Thank you.
But this is a women's chat.
Oh dear, is it?
We're talking about Mother.
That's fine! He can talk with us! Peter is a doctor, you know. He's a doctor acting in jail. He can help us!
The menfolk aren't helping, Minnie. They sent her away when she came to the hospital and told us to wait and see where she turns up.
Well, shouldn't we?
Minnie, she could be anywhere. She could be in a gutter somewhere because the menfolk at the hospital can be bothered to do anything about it.
I think that's rather unfair. They do their best, you know. They have their hands full of Peter.
We aren't saying that Peter is responsible.
Speak for yourself. The menfolk are all the same around here.
But the men see Mother's illness as women's business. We agree with them. We should handle it without the men.
But we don't know what they're doing. They can help us.
If we need his help, we can always ask. But for now,
Sorry
we
for the
have to keep-
delay, ladies. Poor Catherine here is such a fine this.
What's wrong?
Are you all right?
I've got something in my eye.
Perhaps you should wash it out with some water?
What an excellent idea. Why don't you escort me to the kitchen and help me get it out?
All right. I'll be back in a moment.
There's no need for all this secrecy. We can talk to Peter.
You can, maybe.
We want to handle this on our own.
I don't think there's anything to handle. Mother just decided to get out, find herself perhaps.
She was admitted to the hospital, Minnie. Whatever happened to her was not just her deciding to get some country air.
She was the matron of industrial school for over a decade. I would not be surprised if she decided the emotion of it all was just too much.
The emotion of it all? She loved the school and the girls.
She may not have.
I am certain there is more to it than she just wanted to leave and forget about it.
Why would there be? You did.
That was different. She chose to be there.
You cannot be sure what Mother was thinking. I would not assume there's anything more to it than she became overwhelmed by the stress and needed to go to the country for a while.
That is an explanation.
One that doesn't require us to do anything.
But I want to be sure. If she left comfortably, she would have left a forwarding address somewhere.
She did leave comfortably, I am sure of it. There's nothing to do but wait until she turns up again. She'll make herself known when she wants to be found. Do not let Betty get in your head about this.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. Betty is also terribly clumsy, it seems. Every time she would turn around, she would drop something or knock something. She's rather pluckish about it.
Isn't isn't she just?
Yes, well, we seem to have sorted. And now, who would like a slice of cake?
I would love a slice. There's actually something.
Peter, have you said hello to my father and Dr. Angel yet? They're both talking in the sitting room.
Actually, I don't want to interrupt them.
I'm sure they will be overjoyed to see you.
Well, I should quickly pop in on them. Is everyone going for me and have some cake?
He is very nice. A bit of a giggle mug, but there's nothing.
I do not want your opinion on my male friends, thank you. You're all being silly, getting caught up in Betty's imaginary game. Just talk to one of the doctors, talk to Peter, and they will tell you what you should do. None of us are doctors, none of us know what we should do. Just listen to them.
You can't trust the men when it comes to women's business.
If they know more about it than we do, then it's men's business.
They don't. Men think they know everything and they shake each other's hands and they pat each other on the back. But when it comes to women, we're the lesser creatures, even though we are clearly the more complicated machine.
She has a point.
We aren't here to discuss the problem with men. We're just saying, really, that the men don't feel the need to look any further into the problem. If they have too much on their hands, we can take care of it for them. We look after our own. There's nothing wrong with that.
You are all being silly, turning this to some kind of game.
Well, then play it with us then.
Yes. Play with us, Minnie.
I'm not encouraging her, but I'll help you find Mother. And when we find out that she's relaxing in some cocky cola, you can all apologise for ignoring me.
It's a deal.
I'm afraid I rather interrupted Father and Dr. Angel. I apologise, but they are finishing up now. So, how is everyone? Enjoying the afternoon? What is the news of the day?
Actually, I was just getting ready to go.
Already?
We've just finished up.
Yes, just talking about hats and dresses, you know, the kind of thing.
Oh, don't I just. But I don't want to lose our host, so perhaps we should stay a little longer.
Not at all, sir. Thank you for coming today. You have been a perfect gentleman.
Yes, well, we were just leaving too. Thank you for tea, Mary.
Thank you for the chat, Mary.
And for the cake. Have a wonderful day.
Wait a second. I wanted to continue our conversation.
He's just left, I'm afraid. Hello, Doctor.
Good afternoon, Mary.
I'll leave you to it, shall I?
How are you today?
I'm quite well, thank you, Doctor. And your talk with my father. Was it productive?
Yeah, yes. Yes, it was. Mary, if I may say, you seem distracted today.
I'm sorry, Doctor.
No, don't be. Is there anything I can do to help? Perhaps take your mind off it.
I wanted to talk with you before we discuss anything else about school.
Oh?
Yes, we haven't spoken much of it in the past, but it is something that we share, and I wanted to broach the subject before we continue any further.
Very well.
I'm not proud of my association with the school. It's not something very many people look generously upon.
That is an unfortunate truth. I have spoken to too many people who believe the place in that school is the fault of the girl in question, when I know that not to be the case. Mary, you should see your time in that school not as a blemish on your character, but rather as a badge of honour.
I was an orphan, Doctor, sent to jail. There is nothing honourable about it, and I would thank you not to patronise me.
I mean it, Mary. You had no control over your circumstances, and though your time in that school was grim, you persevered. And isn't that testament to your character?
I sometimes wonder.
May I ask you a personal question, Mary?
I encourage it.
Do you remember your grandmother?
Sometimes. There is a smell in the bakery that reminds me of her. I remember her holding me. Not much more, though.
Yes, well, that is a pity.
I had a new family soon enough.
You had the school too. I remember seeing you there from time to time. Forever running after the matron, tugging at her skirts.
You mock me, sir.
Perhaps a little. You know your friend, Nurse Lane, is in quite a lot of trouble over her.
So she tells me.
She's the daughter of the hospital.
That is how she prefers to be.
If I may say, Mary, is there something the matter?
Betty, Nurse Lane, is worried about her. The matron.
May I ask what she is concerned about?
She thinks that something has happened to her.
Something nefarious?
Perhaps, but you need not concern yourself with it, Doctor.
Mary, I must confess, I may have the information Nurse Lane seeks, but I am worried about her mental state.
Do not worry about Betty, Doctor. She has always been erratic. It is a choice for her, and she enjoys the chaos of it.
Yes, well, I will speak up with her, but she is on probation.
I know. Foolish girl. What happened to her? The matron.
Mary, you know that I cannot discuss such things with non-family members. Confidentiality is the cornerstone of my profession. But I know you regard her as a mother for the care that she gave you at the orphanage. Still, I must remind you that it is not easy to hear about the ailments of those closest to us.
I know the reality of life, Doctor. Please, I just want to know if she's all right.
I just want to make sure that you regard her as a person, as a human being and not some character in a story.
Please tell me.
No one knows better than a doctor what lurks beneath the skin. Take a look at this hand, for example. What do you see? A finger, a nail, an imperfection of the dermis or two, perhaps? But that is not what it is. What this hand is, if I may be visceral for a moment, is blood and muscle and bone. What you see on the surface is not all there is. There is so much more beneath the surface. And it is the same with people. We have a strange illogic to our perspective of ourselves. We tend to see people as sight, and sound and smell, the way that the light plays on their hair or the corner of their eyes. But a person's heart beats constantly for all their lives. There is so much more in their pulse than in their smile. A person's intestines hold more substance than the sound of their laugh. But we ignore the simple fact of that necessity. We see these things as an ignorable side effect of life. That is not the truth. That is the falsehood. The truth is that all the sum of our happiness and despair, all the gain and loss of our souls, is a fragile, tentative side effect of this ungainly machine. When you learn that, when you truly understand that fact, you begin to see things as a doctor does.
I understand. I do, really. Please, what happened to her?
She suffered psychosis, Mary. I'm afraid she lost her mind.
She... Why? What happened? Why would she lose her mind?
She wasn't a young woman. She felt the isolation of her years. She had no husband, no family to speak of. She felt the stress of her years. I had not wished to speak of such grim things, Mary.
It's quite all right, Doctor.
Please. We have passed propriety already. Call me Stephen. we could take a walk. Clear our heads. Maybe we could talk of happier things.
Yes, yes, of course. Lead the way, Stephen.
Have you given him your answer yet?
No, not yet.
Been avoiding it?
I want to be sure.
Everything's changed so much around here, hasn't it?
Not too much.
You see it every day. Your father lives and works on Rari Street. You get to see it as it changes, but when you're away in Melbourne,
Do you come back often?
as often as I can. I come to see Catherine, and I came to see Mother. Sometimes I'll walk by the school.
It's a jail again.
It will always be a school to me. Besides, isn't every school a jail in the end? Ours just had more bars on the windows. Do you ever walk by just to see it?
I pass by occasionally, but I tend to try and avoid it.
Why? It's just a building.
Can I be honest with you?
Yes, please. I prefer it, but only if I get to be honest with you in return.
I have always resented you.
Me? You're pulling my leg. I'm an angel.
You had Mother. You were Mother's favourite.
Of course. I'm everybody's favourite.
When my grandmother died, and my parents were gone, the policeman came to the house and told me to pack my things. They said I would be gone for a while, but they didn't know how long for. So I packed a few dresses and some socks into a little bag, and they took me to the school. Matron showed me to my room and introduced me to the others. But for the first few days, I was sure that I would be able to go home at any moment.
I don't remember when you first arrived.
You were so little, maybe 5 or so, too young to really understand it. But I kept waiting. I'd left all my things, everything I wouldn't travel with, my storybooks, my dolls, a little painted picture of my mother. I never went back, and I never saw them again. I didn't have anyone. And I realized that Mother was supposed to be, well, our mother. She was matron, but she was our mother.
Yes, she was.
But she wasn't my mother, she was yours.
She cared about all of us.
Oh, it's easy to say that, Betty, but you're the one that she loved the most. And I'm not trying to upset you, Betty. I'm not even angry about it anymore. You were 5. You needed her more than I did. But you were the favourites.
I was jealous of you too, you know.
I know. I got out. How could you not be? Many of the other girls never spoke to me again. I wondered if it was a bad thing that I was adopted.
Do you still think that?
No. Mostly. But Betty, I can't go back to the school. I can't look at it. I didn't leave. I was taken away. It wasn't really my choice. For months afterwards, I would wake up and miss it. Miss it, Betty. The cold floors, the bars on the windows, the buckets and brooms. I would miss that prison.
Oh, well, how could you not? It was practically evenly planted.
Sometimes I think I never left. That everything I do will be in the shadow of that place. When they tell the story of my life, it will be about that school, and not everything after. People still whisper about me, the waif from the mines to the school.
You should hear what they say about me.
But Betty, I don't want to go back. I don't want to see it. I don't want to visit it again. You're the one who really left. You know, you live in Melbourne. You are far, far away from that place. But me, it's just down the road. It always will be. It will always be right on top of me.
She did her best.
I know.
She loves you.
I know. Just not quite as much as she loves you. You know, I think I should write to her more often.
Yes. Tell her about one of your fairy tale lives, like out of one of those terrible books that she would read from. She would like that. She was very proud of you.
I often wondered what she would make of it.
She would probably tell you off for not being present to the moon.
A young lady must be present for her choices and her life, not to be swept along by the winds of fate, willy-nilly.
How is the doctor?
He is getting a little impatient. He came over again after our chat about Mother. He was never too overt, but he pressed.
Oh, did he just? Shocking.
Yes, I am waiting for the appropriate amount of time before giving him my answer.
How long is the appropriate amount of time? I would have given him my answer immediately, like the wild girl that I am.
I believe the appropriate amount of time is when he begins to sweat about it.
Ooh, Mary. That's a little bit naughty. Is this the sweet cheek I see before me?
You are a bad influence. But besides which, this is my mama's advice, you need to keep the menfolk off balance.
That sounds like Madame Austen. She's always saying things like that.
She seems quite, eccentric. You must enjoy her patronage.
She is very patronizing. But I'm on probation now.
Ah, what will happen to you?
I'm not sure. They sent for me a few days ago and told me that a girl such as myself ought not be acting like such a willful child.
What did you do?
What I should have done is go and tell them to suck on their ridiculous mustaches. But I told them that I would behave. I have another interview tomorrow and they will decide then whether I am mentally fit for duty.
You really should try and keep that job.
Yes, I know. You should hear Minnie. She never stops to nag me back.
Oh, that's Minnie. Do you remember when they brought the gardeners into the school and one of them relieved himself on the outside wall?
Yes. And she went out there to tell him off and he was just standing there holding himself. And she's just shaking her finger at him, telling him to behave. I was mortified.
We were all embarrassed by Minnie.
I thought we were all embarrassed by me.
Oh, darling, no, I'm afraid not. It may come as a disappointment, but you and I made a sort of embarrassment.
But I should just have to try hard.
Betty,
Yes.
what are we doing here?
No.
Shouldn't you be in Melbourne? You have your interview tomorrow.
Yes. I wanted to speak to you about Mother.
Oh, well, you certainly never talk about anything else.
Yes, well, you said that Dr. Angel mentioned that Mother had psychosis.
Yes?
Psychosis isn't a female complaint. It's caused by another condition or an event.
I suppose. I didn't really think about that.
So I was wondering if there was more to it.
I could ask around, but there's nothing on the records. I've been asking to find out if she has any relatives, but I haven't heard back yet. How are you getting on with contacting the other girls?
Oh, I've got Catherine working on it. Everybody loves Catherine.
Yes, she's very nice, and you have a talent for talking too much.
Stop. You're making me blush.
So why not just send me a letter?
Is it too much to expect that I just wanted to see you, Mary dear?
Probably. You are generally up to some mischief, aren't you?
Never. Oh, Miss Harley. I'm being monitored now. And I may well lose my position, which I don't care over much about, but I'm being watched anytime I go into work.
But why?
Well, officially, I'm being monitored or supervised. But I can't help mothering.
No.
Mary,
Yes.
you should say no.
What?
Dr. Angel, you should say no.
Why? He's a good man. He's in a good position. He's well off. He would make a good husband. He's interested in me.
But you don't love him.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. You should say no. You should find somebody that you love.
Oh, Betty.
Oh. I know you think it's silly, Mary, but you should say no to him.
Betty, did you come down here to tell me to say no to Dr. Angel?
No.
It's not your choice, Betty. He's a good man. A kind man. He's a doctor. What more could I ask for?
But you don't want to.
I do want to, though. He will be a good husband.
Mary.
Betty!
I'm sorry, Mary. I'll go.
Betty. Betty, don't just run off. Come back. Oh.
Mary? You okay?
Oh.
Peter!
Yes, of course. I'm sorry. Peter, I didn't expect to see you here.
Well, no, I was just taking a walk this morning. She's gone off to look at dresses. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm afraid Betty's been winding me up again. You know how she is.
Yes, I do quite like her. She's very funny.
Yes, positively raucous.
Is this about your old matron? Minerva's been telling me all about your troubles in that area. She is quite worried herself, you know.
Oh.
She's worried about you all. She's quite certain that your matron is fine. Now, fine doctors at the hospital, they do their very best.
I'm sure that they do, Peter. We're just looking to track her down now.
Yes, but you needn't worry though, Mary. I'm sure when she wants to make herself found, she will do so.
As you say.
Until then, it's best to move on with your life, rather than lingering.
Peter, do you do any work at the hospital?
Technically, I am a surgical consultant for the jail. However, I have been associated with Dr. Aidt for some time, and I am considering taking his position when he leaves for the home.
Yes, that sounds very nice. Do you have any connections there, at the hospital? Could you ask them if they know any more about the matron?
No, I already did ask, I'm afraid. It's not really my place to ask those sorts of questions.
Oh.
Yes, it's a rather awkward request. You seek to go rifling into another's documents or follow up on a patient that I'm not treating. It reeks of a professional distrust.
I see.
I am sorry.
It's quite all right.
Perhaps you could ask some of your old schoolmates if they heard from her, or perhaps you'd send with a relative. I'm almost certain that's the case.
What an excellent idea, Peter. Thank you.
It's quite all right. Please let me know if I can help in any way.
I shall keep you in mind. Thank you.
Oh, Mary, I did not expect to see you here. Peter, where did you go? I was looking all over for you.
I'm sorry, whenever I didn't mean to abandon you, but I saw Mary and thought I should say hello.
Isn't that kind of you? He's terribly kind, Mary.
Oh, I know.
What are you doing in town, Hicks? Are you meeting someone?
I was just seeing Betty very briefly in the end.
Oh dear, what did she say?
Nothing of great import. She has her doubts about Dr. Angel as a suitor.
Just listen to her. She's just jealous. She hasn't got a fine-looking qualified man.
Well, I'm sure that Becky has the best interest at heart, and she's rather,
Betty cares. She's just never been any good with men. You know that. Peter, can you give us a moment, please?
Of course, women's business. Alright. I'll be over here if you need me. Mary.
Goodbye, Peter.
She's upset.
No, she's just... I'm just thinking, that's all.
Thinking? Don't be with you. He won't treat you like some of these others will, like you've got no brain at all. You've got a choice, and it's a pretty obvious one. You can take this chance with a nice guy, or you can go it alone. You're not 20 and you won't ever be again. Your chances are slipping away. And it's not about how likely it is you'll find a fellow when you're 60. You can't act like the choices you make are just yours to make. No man is an island, Mary, and neither are you. Do you want people whispering about you? Do you want them to wonder what's wrong with you? When you go down to the docks or see the butcher, that's what they'll think of you. That's all they'll think of you. They won't think that it's your choice. They'll think it's because there's something wrong with you. You can't live without other people, Mary. You can't avoid them. You have to know that what they think matters, because you'll never be without them and what they think of you.
I know,
You
and
know
I just-
what they already say about you being from the school. You've got a good man. Do not let Betty get in your head again.
You told Peter
What?
about Mother, about looking for her.
Yes, I did. He can help.
Thank you for screwing my head on straight, Minnie. I hope you enjoy your afternoon with Peter. I'll see you soon.
Don't do anything foolish, Mary.
Ah, you are in here. Are you doing anything important?
Just greetings, brother.
I see. There was something I wanted to discuss with you.
Of course, anything at all.
Well, I was wondering where you were standing with the doctor.
I have not seen the doctor in several days.
No, I know that. What I meant to ask was whether or not you've given him your answer.
I am still considering it, father.
Right. And when do you think you will have made up your mind? I would like to start making some preparations.
I don't know.
Well, will it be before the end of the month? There really are a lot of things to arrange. Don't you want to start planning your wedding?
I would like to know whether I want a wedding first.
Mary, don't be foolish. I want you to tell the doctor as soon as possible that you accept his offer so that we can get on with the preparations before the doctor feels that his time would be better spent elsewhere.
I have not decided whether I will accept.
Yes, you have. Don't be ridiculous.
I am still considering it, and I will tell him when I have decided.
The doctor will lose interest in you as soon as he decides that he has had enough of your little games. And where will that leave you?
If he loves me, then he will wait. If he does not, then I am better off without.
Mary, don't be ridiculous. I know that you are fond of your novels about love and romance and all that poking, but do not waste my time or the doctor's time with it. Love is a choice, one that you must make every day. Wake up, ask yourself whether your life would be better off or not with him in it, and then choose to love him. It is quite simple.
I am still deciding.
And what about everybody else, Mary? Do you have any idea of the running of the world around you? Do you know how many women the doctor sees in his week? Do you know how many eligible young ladies are interested in him? The doctor has his pick, and he has picked you.
Then he will continue to pick me.
Stop! Just stop and listen for once, will you? Stay still, close your lips, and for once, listen to what I have to say. Now, you know that I love you, that I want the best for you. I have always done my level best, as did your mother, to care for you, to protect you, to prepare you for the world. And I think we have done a fair job, as well as any parents, as if you were our own blood. But please, Mary, listen to me. I know you have the thrill of adventure in your soul. In another life, you may have been born a man. And I wish that you could follow your instincts and go and muddy yourself in an adventure or another. I know you want the best. But if I may be quite truthful, Mary, you've never been very good at learning a lesson, even when he was staring you in the face. Now, this is not a choice that you can keep making. You are not a silly child running through the streets looking for a tree to climb. It is time that you learn the one lesson that every woman must learn in her life. That it is not your calling to do that. You were made a woman, and being a woman has requirements of its own. You were made to marry and mother. And I will not sit by and watch you refuse to learn that lesson. I have indulged you long enough. You are a child no longer. Grow up! I beg of you, grow up and start making decisions as a woman and not as a girl. Now, I have asked the doctor for tea this evening. He will be here shortly. You will give him your answer. You will stop playing this game.
I'm not playing games,
You will
Father.
stop wasting everybody's time pretending that your fantasies are more important than our business.
I'm just trying to clear my head, Father.
Stop it! Do as you are told!
Yes, Father.
Excellent. Sorry. I need you to know that I have your best interest at heart. You have a terrible way of getting in the way of your own happiness, you know.
Yes, Father.
Very good. Very good. Now, will you please go and put the kettle on? The doctor will be here shortly. That must be him now. Will you give us a moment alone, please? The doctor and I are going to talk privately.
Yes, Father.
Doctor, come in, come in.
Good evening, Winston. Thank you for the invitation.
Yes.
I always enjoy your company and Mary's.
Yes. Well, I have asked you here this evening so that she could give you her answer. She likes to play her little games, you know.
I didn't think she would be unwilling.
No, not at all. No, not at all. No, like I said, she likes to play her little games. She likes to keep people waiting. But I have taken things in hand, and we can get on with our affairs.
Well, I'd like her to make her own mind about it. Though I am getting concerned about the length of her consideration. Still, it's all part of the experience.
Well, if you say so, Stephen, but I couldn't sit by and watch her turn this into one of her little fantasies. Well, she wants to say yes, but she keeps dancing around the issue and just will not give you her answer.
I must admit, I am becoming concerned about the length of her consideration. Thank you for intervening.
Not at all, not at all. Here is the lady of the hour. Thank you for bringing those in, my dear. Well, I shall give you a moment. Leave you two alone. I'll go out for a walk and I'll be back shortly.
As you say, Father.
Enjoy.
Good evening, Mary.
Good evening, Doctor.
How are you this evening?
I'm quite well, thank you, Doctor.
And your father's campaign, how's that going?
He is doing his best, though it takes much from him.
Ah, yes. The pressures of vying for public office must be intense. He's a better man than I.
I would not say that, Doctor.
The weather recently has been...
Quite hot.
Yes. Quite hot. Damnably so. Damnably so. Though I am glad for this rain.
Yes, it is good for the garden.
I'm sure.
Though I believe it will get hotter again before the week is out.
Oh dear. Mary, I don't wish to appear rude, but your father invited me over because he told me that you had something that you wished to ask me.
Oh,
Is that the case?
Yes, it is. Actually, I have a question for you. I have been thinking about what you and I have discussed and reflecting on your points, and I'm curious about something. And I wanted to ensure I explore all available options before committing myself to one.
Very well, ask away.
What triggered her psychosis?
I beg your pardon?
When we last spoke, you said that you were aware of Nurse Blaine's investigations and that you knew the information she was searching for, that our matron suffered psychosis. What triggered it?
Mary, you know that I cannot discuss such things to non-family members. Confidential.
Oh, of course, Doctor. I'm sorry. I don't want to put you in a spot. Please forgive me. I'm just trying to understand. You know how attached we girls were to our matron? And I find my mind going back to her so often, especially with recent decisions that I have been trying to make. But I find that I cannot clear my thoughts of her. I cannot seem to move on to another issue until this has been resolved. All of my thoughts are of her.
I believe I understand.
I cannot seem to think clearly, Doctor. My thoughts are vague, and I cannot truly take a firm grip of my decisions.
Mary, you've recently come into a piece of news that is traumatic. It is understandable that trauma of the past can impede upon one's wellness of mind. I didn't want to disturb you with the truth of the matter. Mary, such medical details, they will not spare your emotion.
Very well, Doctor. I understand. I thank you for your patience. I hope you needn't wait too long for my emotions to resolve themselves on this issue.
Mary, I have only told you so much, despite my oaths as a doctor, because I believe that knowing would aid in your emotional imbalance. I can see that I was wrong. And now I hear that your friends have been snooping around where they are not required, that you have been pressuring my colleagues into divulging confidential matters. Your comportment is lacking, my dear.
No, Stephen.
I do not think we should speak of this further.
Stephen, I'm sorry. It was just a shock. That is all. I apologize for my reaction.
Nevertheless, I do not think such medical details will spare your emotion.
Stephen, I'm sorry. Truly. I appreciate your candor. I promise you will not regret confiding this in me.
I must admit to feeling a little used in this conversation.
No, Stephen, not at all. I promise the next time that we meet, I shall give you my answer. I need a little more time. That is all.
Very well. Mary, good night.
Did you give him your answer?
February 17th. I fear that I have angered Dr. Angel, despite my attempting to cover for my questioning. I have too many unanswered questions about Mother, about the doctor, about everything. Father continues to urge me to give Dr. Angel an affirmative, but he daren't stir up too much on us. I will have to answer eventually, but for now, my attention is on this, on Mother.
Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Peter. Where is Minnie?
Oh, well, she's just inside finishing up some business, but I thought it wrong to keep you waiting.
You are too kind, Peter.
Yes, well, I admit I was a little surprised to get your message.
We haven't had much of an opportunity to get to know one another, have we? And Minnie and I, well, we're like sisters, so I thought it would be good to talk.
Well, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, Mary. I was just a little surprised, is it?
Oh, don't be. Though I do have a favour to ask of you.
Of course, whatever you need.
What happened to Mother? Peter, I know that you know. Dr. Angel told me as much.
Yes, well, you know I'm not allowed to discuss details about my patients.
Oh, I didn't realise she was your patient, Doctor.
Well, I assisted in treating her, so therefore she is my patient.
Perhaps due to your association with the jail, you would have been her doctor then, wouldn't you?
Well, I've been the doctor to many people, Mary.
Then this is no different. Peter, please. It would put my mind greatly at ease. I only wish to help her, to try and make her more comfortable. I know that you think it will upset me to see her, but I assure you that I have every good intention
Mary
of keeping my
died.
head. What? But she has psychosis. She's resting to recover.
She did have psychosis, yes, for which she was brought into the hospital several times. I was brought in because, as you say, I was her doctor for many years. However, her condition gradually worsened until it was determined there was nothing more we could do for her. She was sent home and died.
Died?
Yes, if it helps for you to think of her on some sort of holiday.
How did she die?
Mary,
How?
Mary, please! I know that you want to help. It is an admirable sentiment, truly. But there is a lesson that is taught to every doctor who takes up a scalpel. One that cannot be imparted in classrooms or lectures. The simple truth of life, you see, is sometimes you cannot help. You may rage and rail against the world, scream into your voiceless force and your throat is gone. There are some things you cannot help. You cannot close a wound with nothing but words. You cannot wash the blood with nothing but water, and you cannot help the terrible balance of fate. All things end. You see, all things die. That is the truth of being a doctor. It is not a profession of life, but of death. We may postpone it, and we may hasten it at times, if I am being honest, but we cannot change it.
Could you not treat her?
We attempted to do so, Mary, but her condition was too severe, and Dr. Angel was brought in too late.
Where is she buried? When was her funeral?
We cannot speak
Oh,
about
don't
that.
run off too quickly now, Peter. I'll wait until Minnie joins us.
But perhaps I should just go and get her?
Now, Peter, you needn't fret. I won't ask any more of you. I promise. This post office looks pretty afternoonified, doesn't it?
One wonders what they had to pay to build it.
It's a worthwhile investment. We will always need a post office in Geelong, you know.
Yes, but with the poor in Melbourne and the suffering on the streets, one wonders.
Things have always been hard, Peter. You know that. There would never have been a school in a jail if they weren't. I wouldn't be here. We have to take what chances we can get.
Yes, we do.
I'm sorry, Mary, I got held up. It's lovely to see you. Have you given Dr. Angel your answer yet?
Soon, Minnie, soon.
He won't wait forever.
Oh, you and everyone else in this town has told me the same thing.
We're not wrong.
Peter, Minnie has something she would like to ask you.
Do I?
Happy to help.
Yes, she would like you to tell us what the female complaint was, what it was that Mother died of.
Mother's dead?
Mary, I was just...
Just a simple task, really, and it will make us very happy, won't it, Minnie?
Mary, Mother's dead? When?
A little after she was released from hospital the last time.
But why?
That is what I am trying to find out.
Oh, you sound like Betty. Have you told her?
Oh, who no, but Betty will explode when she hears.
You have that right.
But Peter here was kind enough to provide me with some of the details. Dr. Angel let slip that he knew about Mother, so I thought it would be good to ask, given that Peter said he did not like to get involved.
I don't.
And yet, you are already involved, are you not?
Don't be worried. Mother is dead.
Then dear Peter lied to us. Something he can make right by telling us now what her complaint was. The female complaint!
Mary, I was just trying to...
Everyone is trying to spare us the pain, spare us the difficulty, spare us the details. So, I shall spare you my patience, Peter. Tell me now.
I don't know.
Now, Peter!
There are complications with the birth.
With the what?
She was pregnant.
At her age? No wonder there are complications.
She lost the baby.
From her loss, she began to lose her grip on reality. Postpartum psychosis. I am sorry, Mary, truly. I didn't wish to hide these details from you, and especially not from you, Joanna, but it is not a pleasant thing to discuss, and I didn't want to be the one to share the bad news.
Thank you for your kindness, Peter.
Mary, don't be so cruel.
Thank you for your honesty, Peter. I am sure that we will see each other around.
Yes. Good day.
Mary, what has gotten into you? Peter is a good man.
That is what passes for a good man, Minnie. Then I lament the fate of every wife in this world.
How did you know?
What?
That I...
Really? And you said yes! Oh, Minnie, that's... But he lied to you. He lied to all of us.
He's a good man.
Oh,
he is, Mary, he is. He's polite and calm and kind. He does his best to take care of people. I want him for my husband. You were very cruel to him.
he lied, Minnie. He lied, and he will lie to you again.
I'm leaving. I will see you soon.
February 19th. Father is becoming increasingly impatient with me, and I with him. He does not seem to understand my consideration of the doctor's proposal, and his insistence on pushing me does, I admit, affect my inclination to stall. I intend to speak with the doctor tomorrow, and say yes. It is the most sensible option, despite the intrigue with Mother. First, however, I have been summoned to the Geelong Hospital by darling Catherine, who has refused to give any details. Oh! I'm not going away! I'm not going to get this! Bloody coward!
Oh, Mary, fancy seeing you here.
I asked her here.
You would, you rat! Betty! What has gotten into you?
Nothing whatsoever. Mary, now, it's been very pleasant seeing you. Why don't we arrange another time where we can catch up, trade gossip, and
Enjoy each other's company! Oh, she's here to see Angel. I thought you want to know.
Oh, she's better off out of it. I told you that. Now you've made a right mess.
She deserves to know. Stop talking about me like I'm not here. What is going on?
Have you given him your answer yet?
No, not yet. But I plan to accept it tomorrow.
I see.
I don't need your approval.
I know that.
It's a mistake, Mary. Oh, Catherine, not you too. Look, I know that Betty has a great many opinions, but it's a sound decision. Please, just let it go. It's a mistake.
Don't bother, Catherine. It won't do any good.
What are you talking about? What is she talking about, Catherine? What is he?
Yes! What am I? Do tell.
You.
Miss Blaine, I'm here to tell you that I'm letting you go. I had enough of your insubordination, and I cannot afford to have you endanger the lives of our patients with your eccentricities any longer. I shall be speaking with Madam Austin in the morning to formalise my decision. In the meantime, you may leave Mary, but this is business. It can often be difficult.
It was him!
I'm sorry, who are you?
This is Catherine. She went to the school, don't you remember her?
Not particularly, I'm afraid. And it seems that her association with that place has had the same emotional effect as it has on Miss Blaine. Now,
Doctor!
excuse me,
What is she talking about?
I couldn't possibly guess. Now, kindly have your friends leave the premises.
Oh, come on, Mary! It's not that hard to figure out. We'd have had it ages ago if the men were constantly going behind us. It was him! All of it!
I've had enough of your gossip, Miss Blaine.
Doctor! I intend to give you my answer. I am ready. First, however, tell me what she means.
Miss Huff, Mary, I couldn't possibly speak to you on this in front of Miss Blaine and
Betty and Catherine are my friends. Besides, you have nothing to fear from them. It is only gossip, after all.
yes, well, I was going to speak to you about this in any case.
Liar!
Be still, you silly girl.
Doctor! Please.
Your matron contracted hysteria after complications of a feminine nature, and due to the intensity of the psychosis, I gave her some peace.
You killed her!
Betty, please.
He did, Mary.
Why did you do it?
It was the best option. Psychosis is a terrible, dehumanizing condition. It was far better than the alternative, believe me.
He's right, Mary. I've seen psychosis. So is Betty. It's awful.
I've never seen psychosis so terrible that death is the only option. Besides which, that's not the point here. Why did she have psychosis, Stephen?
I've had enough of your disrespect, girl.
Doctor! What was the catalyst? What triggered her psychosis?
Such medical details are...
Was she pregnant?
I cannot divulge such information.
Mary, who do you think was the father?
Betty, you can't go accusing somebody of his
He
stature.
was her doctor. He'd known her for years. She wasn't married. She wasn't seeing anyone. He had every opportunity to.
That's ridiculous. He's got no proof, no motive, no clue.
It's the best theory we have.
It's a theory and nothing more. It's laughable. It's embarrassing.
Whose side are you on, me? I thought you cared about Mother.
She was a mad old woman at the end. You're a nurse. You've seen it. You know what it's like when they're old and start slipping and have no one to look after them. Sometimes it's just better to...
Curious, isn't it? There's always the women. The ones with no one to help them. They're the ones that end up getting hysterical. They're the ones that the lovely doctor here ends up helping.
I have had enough of this.
Doctor, please.
Enough! I have had enough of this ridiculous posing and conniving. It is unfounded, vicious gossip, and I'll take no part in it. Miss Blaine, you are no longer required on these premises. If I see you on hospital grounds again, I shall call the police and have you arrested. Go now! Better. Nurse Morgan, go inside.
But Doctor...
Now! Mary, I have tried to be patient, tried to be understanding, tried to play your game. And my reward for my gentleness is this vicious and hurtful slander. I expected more from you. I had hoped that this process would be far more enjoyable. But your association with that girl and your predilection for games is trying, and my patience is at an end. Do you have an answer for me?
What would your colleagues say if they knew that you were killing the ill?
That is not how it is! And what is official policy is not always the way things are. A doctor must make difficult decisions. We all must. Now, what is your answer? I suggest a practical arrangement. I can provide you with a comfortable living, good quarters, and enjoyable life. Do you have an answer for me?
It seems, Doctor, that you have less issue with the difficult choices than I do.
What is your answer?
Were you the father? Was our mother pregnant?
I can see that you are still set on upsetting yourself and insulting me! If you decide to drop this childishness, you know where to find me. I shall give you 3 days.
My dear, that was a bit of a mess, wasn't it?
I am sorry, Father.
You did make quite a scene. I was just coming back from the trade hall, thought I'd pop in and see the doctor. Well, you imagine my surprise.
I thought I was coming to meet with Catherine. It got out of hand.
Apparently. So what are you going to do, my lady?
I don't know what to think.
Well, why don't you start by taking a deep breath, putting on a smile, and going after the doctor to tell him that you've sent his proposal?
I can't!
It's not about that anymore, my dear. It's not about you. Go in there and say yes, and we can all get on with our lives.
No.
Will you open your ears, you silly girl?
I can't marry him, Father. He's a
respectable doctor, a handsome man, a charming host. You are an emotional, foolish, flighty girl. I have had enough of your little games. You have sat at my table. You have sat beneath my roof. I have been very gentle, but this is the end of my understanding on this issue.
He killed our matron.
He's a doctor. It's part of his job. He told me all about it. It doesn't concern me. It should not concern you.
He told you.
He came to talk to me about it the other day, when your friends started making a fuss. Wanted to make sure it wouldn't be an issue. I assured him it would not. You are making a liar out of me.
You knew.
It's not an important issue. It's a facet of life. It's sad, but it's not worth all this hubbub. Go in there, give him your acceptance, and we can get on with our lives.
No.
Mary, do as you are told. I am ordering you as your father. I have looked after you for years, ever since we got you out of that school. Go tell the doctor that you accept his offer, or you can bloody well go back to that school for all I care. Mary! Are you listening to me?
There you are. Where have you been? My father. Do you know that Angel killed Mother? I want to.
You didn't tell me. You told Catherine, but you didn't tell me. You didn't want me to know. You didn't trust me. You, stupid little Betty, always messing things up. She shouldn't know that Angel killed Mother. She can't do anything about it. She can't do anything right.
Gracie, stop! It's not like that. I wanted to talk to you about it. Calmly.
Stop lying to me. Everybody keeps lying to me, Mary, and I'm sick of it. The men knew all this time, and they told us nothing. And now you're lying to me too.
Betty, as soon as you found out, you went off to fight the doctor. And while I did want to talk to you about it under more controlled conditions, you have to admit you did not handle the news well.
I
loud for you. Can I get you a drink of water?
Just soft up, please. It's too much.
Betty, listen, please. I wanted to talk to you about it. Then we could confront him together, try to get some actual evidence to use.
No, you just wanted the opportunity to prove that he wasn't all that bad. You are just like me. You just want your fairy tale wedding and your handsome prince. You just want to leave me behind.
Betty, the doctor is right. We have nothing. We know nothing. We can't prove anything. What can we do?
We can fight! We can't just accept it.
Soft up.
We should fight, Mary. We should do something.
And we will, but we need a plan.
I have a plan. Find a large knife, pin him down, and cut
We
off.
need help.
There is no one who will help us, Catherine.
I wonder. What? I wonder where they buried him. I wonder when the funeral was.
If they had. It wasn't in the papers. They didn't tell anyone.
They just erased her. Like she was never there in the first place.
She wasn't important to begin with. She was just a mother, just a matron. The only people that she was important to were the little girls.
She was important, Betty. She was.
Mary? Mary, are you still with us? Are you having a Catherine episode?
Don't be snotty.
I'm not being snotty.
I have a plan.
Really? I know where to get the kitchen knife.
No! There's someone who can help us.
Us?
Yes, us. I'll see you both tomorrow.
Tomorrow? I can't tomorrow. I'm being fired tomorrow.
Everyone is so dramatic in this family.
I came to speak with you about Betty.
Young lady, do I look like I know the names of every woman within 20 miles? Who's Betty?
Nurse Blaine.
And? Well, what do you want to speak about?
Oh, the doctor, Dr. Angel, is going to let her go this morning. I came to ask you to reconsider.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I do not involve myself in the staffing issues of my deputies. I make no
Yes, madam, but in this instance, if you could overlook this
I'm
one...
sorry, madam, I did not realise you were in a meeting.
Minnie?
Come in there, Miss Morgan. My door is not for perching on. And? What do you want? Or must I be on the both sides of every conversation?
I'm sorry, madam, I
I
came...
cannot apologise without reason, dear. It's grating. It demeans the value of your apology. When I want you to apologise, I will tell you.
I came to hand in my resignation, madam.
I see. Well, put your paperwork on the table.
Minnie, is this about Stephen?
Actually, Actually, Mary, Peter is moving away to Aubrey. He's going to open his own practice there, and he's
Well, this is very interesting, you two. But I'm a busy woman. Could you reconnect elsewhere? Come in then, Doctor.
I apologise, Madam Austin. I was unaware you were in a meeting. Miss Harvey, Nurse Morgan.
Good morning, Doctor.
I shall be leaving. Please excuse me.
Well, this is positively chilly, isn't it? Oh, well, let's get down to business. So I'm assuming that you are here to formalise the dismissal of Nurse Blaine.
Yes, Madam.
Reason?
She is emotionally unstable, unsuitable for patient interaction, unreliable, and verges on the hysterical. She does not have the temperament for this career, and she does not follow orders.
Now, this is the one that tried to steal the files from the hospital.
Yes, Madam.
You broke into the records.
Yes, madam.
You disobeyed orders and were put on probation.
Yes, madam.
She has an unhealthy obsession with a former acquaintance.
She was my mother.
Madam Austin wasn't speaking to you, girl.
Very well, Doctor. Hand me the paperwork. I suppose you object to this.
Yes, I do.
Well, you're the master of this house, so it makes very little difference. Very well, Nurse Blaine, you can return any equipment to the front desk. Good luck with your future endeavours.
Ma'am.
Dr. Angel, I hear that your deputy is leaving for Aubrey.
Yes, I found out about it only this morning. Peter is leaving to start his own practice. It is no issue. I shall find a replacement easily enough.
Yes, doctors are two a penny in this town.
I think you will find, madam, that that is not the case.
Dear me, Doctor. You seem to have a high opinion of yourself.
No, only a strong sense of reality. You and I both know that doctors are not, and never have been, a valuable resource. We are valuable. Our input saves lives, makes communities safer, more coherent. You're a practical woman, you know this.
I'm indeed a very practical woman.
Mary, you are also practical, as am I. We have a practical arrangement. Come away with me now, and we can put all of this behind us.
I would never go anywhere with you, Doctor.
Come now, Mary.
You are a murderer and a coward. I would rather spend my days in the gutter than in your home. The company would be preferable.
How dare you speak to me like
Now,
that?
Doctor, you do not want to finish that sentence, I assure you.
Madam,
You see, I have my doubts about your ability to successfully manage a team. What with your nurse becoming a criminal under your watch, and your lieutenant resigning to set up a tent in the wilderness. I doubt your ability, Doctor, for this position.
you should not allow your judgment to be so clouded.
I'll be assessing other candidates' suitability for this role, Doctor. If you have anything else to say, please do so on the way out.
Madam Austin, I think you will find that your say is not quite as final as you may pretend. I shall be taking this matter up with the board, and I think you will find that they will not allow your willfulness to have sway over this matter. We are doing good here, and it should not be influenced by your emotion. You are eccentric, but were it not for your wealth, I should have sufficient grounds, based on previous behaviours, to diagnose you with hysteria. You should do well to remember that.
That's what he does.
I beg your pardon? Speak up.
She doesn't speak up, ma'am. She's shy.
Not in this circumstance. What did you say, girl?
He's a problem solver. always thanking him. Their wives, their mothers, their sisters, problems go away, become hysterical. Or maybe he confirms that there was an accident.
Be quiet!
You are?
No one.
A waitress, ma'am. A quiet waitress.
I imagine you must hear all sorts of sordid gossip, mustn't you, dear?
This means nothing, madam. I shall take this matter up with the board,
You know,
and in the morning...
Doctor, I do not know the board members as well as I'd like to. Oh, we have the odd event. Exchange some extremely small talk. But it's merely pleasantries between business. They do, as you say, prefer my money to my company. But their wives. I do know their wives. Do you? I'm sure you're aware of the significance of a wife, Doctor, having so recently almost had your own. They're excellent social barriers, wonderful company, and quite often a wealth of information. All the most powerful men I know rely on their wives to gather the less official information in circulation. Oh, perhaps I ought to have a little catch up soon. Exchanging information of my own. Now, leave!
This issue is far from resolved, madam.
Well, I truly hope that that is the case, Doctor. I truly do. I hope that you enjoy your position at the jail, one way or another. Good day.
Mary, I'm giving you one last chance. What is your answer?
I have nothing to say to you, Doctor. Good luck.
Please close the door behind you, Doctor. Men! And they think women have the monopoly on drama. Oh,
Thank you, madam.
you're still fired, young lady. You tried to steal records from a hospital. You are not cut out to be a nurse. Now gather your paperwork and fetch me a cup of tea. A green tea with a slice of lemon. Good choice. You may make something of yourself yet. And remember, keep your mouth closed more often. Go. Go. You here for a job?
No, madam, I have a position.
Oh. Would you like another one?
No, thank you, madam. I am happy.
Oh, very well. We may go then. Ah, Miss Harvey! Oh, explain yourself! Amusing as that was, why on earth did you think it appropriate to bring that tangle of relationships into my office?
I did not think. I apologize, madam.
That's a start. You refuse the doctor?
Yes,
Good. Why?
I cannot trust him.
I see.
You would not suggest I marry him. He is a doctor. He has much to offer.
My dear, I would never marry a man who so often put his hands in other people. And for that reason alone, the doctor is not suitable husband material. Quite apart from the fact that he apparently thinks it's appropriate to marry a girl who he's held some authority over since she was a child.
My father is none too happy with me.
Getting to be unhappy does men good to be frustrated occasionally. Goodness knows they could do with a dose of humility now and then.
If you'll forgive me for saying so, madam, it's much easier to say that when you wield the power. I have much less sway than you.
Let's not get too extravagant with our thinking, dear. It's about the appearances and confidence. But there's a reason confidence has two meanings. It's a secret and it's a strength. And you must have both if you're going to succeed as a woman. So, back straight. Hands demure. Slight tilt to your eyebrow. Your choice which eyebrow. Make special tests for the menfolk. Little tasks or etiquettes. Now you don't have to come up with the right answer, just choose whether or not you like theirs. It's about keeping them on their toes. They never stop being little boys, you know, no matter how old they get. But deep down somewhere they know it's all just a game. They think they know the rules and they think they know the score, but then a woman comes in and tells them they're playing it all wrong. But that is where your power is, my dear. But you will never win if you play the game, because there is no game. It's far more important than that. Your mistake will be is if you forget that. Because you have the power to change the rules of the imaginary game, to tilt the playing field. They thought they were winning, and they were not. If you play against them, you're the enemy. But if you change the rules, well, you're the referee. Oh my goodness, but I do hate sports.
Thank you again, madam.
If your father's unhappy, perhaps you require a position or lodgings.
If you know of a position,
I am currently working at the Ladies' Benevolent Society in Geelong. We are working on a new project. Houses for aged women. We could always use some help to maintain the cottages or to cook and clean for the women. I'm currently seeking a matron. I think I'll call them the Elizabeth Austin Cottages. One can never have too many things named after oneself. Just look at Prince Albert. Do you wish to interview?
yes, I do.
No. Very well. Make yourself presentable. Gather your references. We start next week.